We continue our discussion about the Thuthuka Bursary Fund. And joining me now is Lulu Khumalo, who's Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Executive Manager at Pioneer Foods. Lulu, it's great to chat to you. And it's interesting talking to somebody from Pioneer Foods as opposed to a big chartered accountancy firm or a financial institution. What has made Pioneer Foods get involved in something that is encouraging youngsters to become chartered accountants? I would have thought food technicians might be more your field.
Yes, but as you know, we also sell the food. Besides manufacturing, we sell the food, we buy the ingredients that go into the manufacturing. So accounting is quite a central function within our business. And we've identified accountants in particular as one of the areas where we do not have as many as we wish to have, and it's also giving us an opportunity to transform that part of the business as well.
Now,
So,
what made you particularly decide to go for the Thuthuka Bursary Fund as opposed to possibly setting up your own bursary for a youngster to study chartered accountancy at university? What is it about the Thuthuka Bursary Fund program?
okay, firstly, I think it's got to do with the fact that they provide us with the extra hands that we don't have here in the company because our bursary fund is located within our education trust, and there's only one team member there. And if you really look at what goes into supporting a student during their studies, there is no way that we could ourselves do justice to that function. Secondly, Tutuga has got a great reputation out there. Their experience, their success, their established procedures in managing the students and providing the necessary care. Because remember, it's not only about just giving the money and saying, listen, go study. There's a whole lot of things that go into this. So we are a trust. We support programs that other people already have started, but obviously for ourselves, it's to build our own talent pipeline. So we really want to leverage on the success and experience of Tutuga in this particular case.
Could I just explore that notion you raised about it's not just a case of handing over the money and saying go and study? There are other elements. What are those other elements?
Well, for example, looking at the type of student that we are targeting, that Tutuga targets, students who have really not been exposed to great opportunities before, who perhaps may never even have left home before this, and just the transition from school into university is very big. Never mind moving from one area to another and possibly even leaving your province, possibly, not having any support structure whatsoever where you're going. If you take a child, for example, from Limpopo to Cape Town, it's like going and throwing them in the sea and you expect them to swim. And we believe, just like Tutuga does, that, there's a lot more to saying, okay, you've got the results, you've got the money, here's the classroom, here's the residence. There's a lot of support structures that the learners need as they transition from school to university, during university, and also just having that opportunity of having senior students who are already in the bursary, who are already in their second year, holding the hands of the first year, and also just making sure that these students understand as they study, they start to understand what the world of work looks like. And this is where we would come in to provide, for example, experiential learning, vacation learning, just so that the shock of leaving university and transitioning to work is not that tough for students. I think today these students have got opportunities that we ourselves didn't have. One day you finished writing your exam, and the following year you were in a job, and you just didn't know how to conduct yourself at work. You didn't know what are the right things to do. And Tutuga provides that full suite of service. And also just making sure that not only the interest of the student in terms of their work is concerned, but also just looking after some of the personal issues that a person might face, and just really be the mother or the caregiver away from home that they require. So I think for us that is absolutely crucial, because we don't really believe that if you don't supply that there would be any level of real success, I think, for these young people.
It must be quite exciting as well, getting involved in something like this, which is targeting young, underprivileged black youngsters who otherwise might not be considering a career in chartered accountancy, living in a rural area, possibly even. The fact is, with your involvement with Thuthuka Bursary Fund, you might be uncovering some unpolished diamond. There might be some youngster who, but for the Thuthuka Bursary Fund, would have gone in a totally different direction. There's an opportunity here to change lives.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that is one of the most exciting things for us. And I think in our department, particularly and broadly, as a company, I mean, we are part of the South African story, building our economy, and we really believe that these kids, there's an opportunity for these kids to develop beyond their wildest dreams and their wildest imagination. And what I like about the Thuthuka Fund is, as I explained, that mentorship that older students provide to them, and therefore providing role models for these kids to look up to, and knowing that, I can move and make a difference, because half of the time the beneficiaries of the bursary are first graduates in their families, or they're even first people in their families to even attain a matric certificate, how much more a bursary. And really being involved in this kind of initiative is part of our plan to break the cycle of poverty in our country by opening the doors to learning, because as we all know, it's been said 100 times that without education, your opportunities are that much reduced of success.
Now, you're investing in the Thuthuka Bursary Fund from 2014. Do you see this as a long-term involvement, Lulu?
Yes, absolutely. As I said at the beginning, we're trying to build a talent pipeline. This talent pipeline is not obviously only for ourselves as Pioneer Foods. Some of these learners will be able to absorb them into our company, but this is a very necessary talent pipeline for the country as a whole. So I think that we can never stop. Once you go in, you can't really stop. So as a start, what we've committed to Thuthuka is that we'll have an intake in 2014, and we've kind of spread our agreement to 5 years, so that as you progress to the second year with the first lot of students, you've got another lot, and then we will obviously review the relationship as we go on. But as it stands now, I'm so confident about our success based on their success. I'm so confident of the success of our partnership that are really in the next 5 years or even to 10 years, I don't see us walking away from this. And what I also posed to Thuthuka or to Saika in this particular case was that I wish the Thuthuka success story can be replicated in other career lines. Now, I won't say in this or in that, but it would be nice to know that as companies, as we go out there looking for young people to fill in future positions in our organizations, there are people that we can partner who have got a very comprehensive, a very fair, and a long-standing bursary such as this one.
Lulu, well, we wish you all the best with your involvement. It's Lulu Khumalo. She's the Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Executive Manager at Pioneer Foods.